Hey everybody, your friendly neighborhood Glenn here. I'm at the Hospitality Show with Mark Lomanno. Before we get to this guy, I want to thank our partners over at ZEL Capital Partners. You know them, the sale-leaseback guys. Sell that land, turn that into cash to help your operational business to expand. Mark, I'm excited to be talking with you today.
Me too. I appreciate the opportunity.
I've been following you for my whole career. You're the guy up on stage who had all of the numbers, and that's been what you've been fixated on, I think, the whole time.
Makes me a lot of fun at parties.
Yeah, he's not kidding. People are like, tell us more stories about occupancy. But I want to know, what are you thinking about right now when it comes to those numbers that's on the top of your mind that others out there aren't thinking about?
The thing that pops into my mind that I really concentrate on right now is length of stay. How long people stay in hotel rooms. And the reason is it's changed dramatically.
I know a lot of people that do 3 hours at a time, usually in the afternoon around lunch.
Yeah, I look the other way when when that kind of stuff goes on. But, you know, in 2019, it was like 1.9 nights, which implies that the overwhelming majority of stays are 1 night.
Right.
In 2022, it was 2.1 nights, which means that people are staying longer for whatever reason. Is it because...
let's say flexibility with work, reprioritizing things, they got to get away.
They got to get away. But when you think about it, demand hasn't really come back to 2019 levels, and then you say, and people are staying longer, it seems like demand should be up. So when you do the math and you kind of think your way through it, what you find is that less people are checking into hotels every day. So in my back of the napkin math, there's about probably 75,000 less check-ins a day than there was in 2019.
But does that matter? Is it good or is it bad? Because maybe with fewer check-ins, that means you're selling more nights, like you just said, so it's easier on sales teams. Or maybe it's the complete opposite. How do you see it?
Actually, it's probably a little of both. I mean, it's good. It's been good for the last couple of years, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Because and it's probably less wear and tear in the hotel. Actually, when your people are staying longer, you don't have to turn those rooms over quite as quickly. But at the same time, the question in my mind is, okay, if demand isn't all the way back, and whatever caused that pattern, long weekends, leisure, putting people up in hotels, homeless people, whatever caused all that, if that starts to go away, then does corporate business and group come back in a way that actually makes up for that?
Right.
So is the industry kind of like running through a cycle of, okay, our recovery was because people are staying longer and there's a lot of pent-up leisure demand. Well, if that pool goes down like Lake Mead, if that pool of money starts to go down, what replaces that,
And that corporate business hasn't necessarily come back. Although, anecdotally, I keep falling farther down the upgrade list. So I know there are a lot of people traveling.
I'm falling down the upgrade list. Although yesterday I was, in flying out to Vegas, I mean, I'm looking at people in line, people at the airport, overwhelming majority leisure.
Yep.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, there's a few business people, but, I was disguised as a leisure traveler with shorts and T-shirts.
Oh, yeah, me too. I always wear my leisure wear.
But if you see one person alone, you can probably assume during the week they're a business traveler. If you see families or multiple people, maybe they're leisure.
All right, so before we wrap up, give me one actionable insight on what to do with the information you just shared with us.
Well, what you can do is analyze how that affects your individual hotel, your individual company. Do we really understand that this 30-plus night stays that came out of nowhere, is that sustainable business for us or not? And if not, you need to attract more leisure guests, but if that part of the business goes away, what am I going to replace it with?
Now that everybody, all right, so let me ask you one more question, even though we were going long here.
That's okay.
Extended stay, it's been so popular. Even more brands are coming in now. Or is it still got a lot of legs, or is the magic over for that?
It probably has some legs, but I think it'll go the way of all suite hotels. You remember 15, 20 years ago, everything was going to be an all suite hotel.
Yep.
And they have a place, and there's a lot of them, and there'll probably be more extended stay in the near future, but they're getting to the point where it's probably going to be a saturation point. And I'm not there quite there yet, but it will be.
I agree with that, and I think I'm already looking forward to the next big thing, which I think is going to be more of an emphasis on properties that have outdoor elements and start to bring in nature in a more meaningful way. Am I on the right target?
You are on the right target.
Excellent.
I mean, I look out my hotel room here, and I see, there's a pool, but I don't see anything that's going to attract me outdoors here in Vegas.
Right.
I mean, but there's plenty to do indoors, so.
Oh, yeah. And with the weather we're having right now, not a bad thing. Mark, how can we find you?
You can get me at mark@kalibrilabs.com.
Great. Thanks. Mark Lomanno. I'm Glenn Hausman. Thanks to ZEL Capital Partners, zelcapitalpartners.com. Sale-leaseback, guys. See you guys another time.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.